So in this video, I will be going over what C-Class might be right for you. I'm going to be comparing the C63, they're all W205s, with the c220d and the c300. We have owned all of them. So depending on your circumstances, a different one might be right for you. For me, it's the C63 all the way. It's good enough on fuel, it's the fastest, it's the most fun. It is just how, honestly, I like my cars. It's got a little bit of raw. It's fun. I like loud and I like fast. So depending on what country you're buying this, a must-have on all these cars is going to be the lights. You always want to buy the best lights that are available. So I've done that on all of the vehicles, and honestly, they're amazing. I complained about driving my Porsches after this Mercedes because its LED beams are just amazing. So we had the performance seats on our other C63. So on this one, I did get the comfort seats, and I love them so much more than the performance ones. This is mainly used as our freeway commuter, so I wanted the comfort seats. What do you notice with the leather in the C63 compared to the other ones is it's full Napa leather, so it's a lot softer, and honestly, it's a lot higher quality than the fake leather Mercedes does in other models. Startup procedure is the same. You either have a key or a start button. On the C63, since it's a 2017, the starter button is removable. On the 2018, 2019, you cannot remove the starter button. So this is startup on my C63 from the inside. For our control testing, we are going to be using the speed limiter and cruise control and features like that, so I can make sure we're doing the exact same miles per hour. And I do have a secondary source that's telling me the speed is correct. So I do lock the speed at 70. That is the speed limit here. And then you can see on the motorway that we're going to be getting 39.2 mpg, and that is amazing for a V8 twin turbo motor.
If you like music or playing the radio really loud, this sound system, the Burmester, is awesome, and it also is quite a cool design in my opinion. It is an additional feature, however. The heated seats in the car are really good. You have 3 settings there, and it will automatically decrease once it reaches its maximum temperature, so you don't have to remember to switch it off.
So another thing I really like about this car is that I can actually remove the start engine button super easily. And that's my dead pedal that I installed. Looks pretty close to factory, honestly. So this is me driving normal. As you can see, I do get it all the way up to 618 on the torque. This is just because I'm merging or I'm going on a roundabout, and that's when I'm going to use the most power of the car. It's rarely me trying to go for top speed or anything, because honestly there's no space to do so. So this is when I use most of the power, and that's why I like this car the most. There's always enough power for you to get in front of cars or get out at the roundabouts or to merge. I'm never lacking the power, which I love. That's honestly the main reason I think this car is better than all, and totally worth paying a little bit more money. In 2017, I did daily my C63 in winter, and that was one of the worst winters that England had seen in quite some time. Okay, talk about fuel. So on little short trips, I'm getting 31 mpg. My average over the 600 miles was 22.6. Over 1,000 miles, my average was 23.2. But this could be better if I drove it more on the motorway. This is when I was doing a lot of mixed driving. Okay, now we'll talk about the C300. This is a 2019, and honestly, it's better on fuel. You can see when I do drive it normally, or I'm trying to keep up with the C63, I easily hit 355 Nm of torque, and I unfortunately cannot keep up with the C63, but this is all the power this car has. But unfortunately, because of this, I tend to, when I'm trying to keep up with the other car, I get pretty bad MPG. I'll show you that. So in the C300, I'm getting 15 mpg. In the C63, I was actually getting 31 mpg. The smaller engine is having to work a lot harder to keep up with the big engine car. Just like in the C63, once I'm moving, Obviously, I'm using less torque and less horsepower. Sometimes it's coasting. It just uses that initially when I take off or when I am trying to pass or overtake or go around the roundabout. If you drove this car a lot gentler than I obviously am, you'd get a lot better MPG. If I put this in eco, which I don't like to drive it in, and just mellow out on the throttle, you can actually get 25 to 40 MPG even in town. When you're on the motorway, easily you get 40 MPG as an average. Sometimes it's actually hitting 40 MPG. So on this control trip that we do in all the cars, and we've done it like 50 times on each car to make sure the numbers are the same, C63 gets 39.2, where the C300 is getting 40.0. Okay, now let's talk about the C220. This is a 2015. So from the outside, it looks nice. Honestly, it's got the AMG pack on it as well. It's got the same headlights. Interior is quite different. The C63 is obviously the best interior. This has got fake leather, where the C300 has Alcantara mixed. So this does not have the premium pack, and you can see there's quite a lot of scratches. This is non-dynamic suspension. So this is just on the steel springs. Keys the same, honestly. Mine comes with a different back on the C63, and on the C300 it's a newer key type. But you can see, let's look at the fuel. So on the same control trip, this is getting 53.3 mpg. So that is amazing, right? So in the 895 miles, its average has been 31.7 mpg. That's just because, honestly, a diesel is designed to do long distances, and that's not what this car is being used for. It's mostly local and once in a while long distance. In the long distance, yes, it is going to be very good on fuel compared to the other two cars. But in my case, I still wouldn't pick it, because the C63 overall is getting a fairly good number, as I'll show you. So we're going to be comparing that 53.3 on the highway, or motorway as you call it, to a C63 with 39.2 and our C300 at 40 on the dot. That's not a big difference in between, honestly. For the amount more power that I get with the C63 compared to the other two, I still think it's worth it using a little bit more fuel. But honestly, if you don't agree with me, this is the numbers on the control test. So pick the one that works best for you. If you're going to do mostly freeway, then pick the diesel. For me, the diesel just seems too unrefined. It's very loud and noisy, and it's not getting good in the city. It's not enough power for me. I don't think the C300 is fast enough for me, honestly. But like, this is a pretty good car, and there's one car for everybody, right? So pick the one that's going to be best for you. Okay, so in total consumption, the diesel is 31.7. The C63 has been 23.2, and the C300 is 27.1. You can see there's not huge discrepancies between the numbers. For me personally, I think they're all close enough, so I would pick what suits my life the best. And since I care more about overtaking power and how fast I get on the roundabouts, and I feel safer that way. The C300 for me, when you're trying to get on the roundabouts or you're trying to pull out or you have to do a maneuver, it's just too slow. There's also a delay in the pedal, which I've complained about in a few of my videos. The diesel, it's the same thing. It's just, that one's just not refined enough. I really do like luxury, and that's just so loud. Honestly, I just don't like it. The C63, it's noisy in a fun way. So honestly, even with these numbers, I still think the C63 is the best car for me, and probably for you guys if you like the similar stuff like me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you next week. And if you have any questions, shoot me a message. I will make you guys a video. Or if you have any suggestions what cars you want to see next.